I've got a tier list of 21 Pilots albums. Yes, we're doing albums today. Probably we'll do songs if this video does well or if people want to see that. So yes, today we're going to be ranking every 21 Pilots album, all 7 of them, on a tier list. And if you're wondering, no, I'm not going to do No Fun Intended. It's not a 21 Pilots album. That's Tyler Joseph. It's not the band. It's just him. And also, if you're a diehard fan and you like that record, you wouldn't be happy about where I would place it anyways. Before we start though, before we start ranking, I noticed there's no F tier. Yes, we will need an F tier. just to make sure, we're gonna make an F tier. There's no reason not to have an F tier. Alright, I've got them in a random order, and we'll start with Regional at Best, their 2013 project? Did I have that right? No, 2011? When did... God, okay, wait. Blurryface was 2015, so Vessel was 2013. So this was 2011. Wow, 2011. Over 14 years ago, they released this project. I wasn't around back then. I became a fan about 10 years ago, since Blurryface came out, as I'm sure a lot of people became fans. But anyways, Regional at Best, it was easily one of my favorite projects. Like, the quality and the production, there are a lot of cool ideas, but the actual like quality and sound wasn't there all the time. But with songs like Lovely and Glowing Eyes, especially just honestly all the songs that didn't make it to Vessel because they remade a bunch of songs, it's a really fun project, even though technically it's not one that I go back to a lot because it's not on streaming, and it's one that, you know, I can recognize they've improved their production quite a bit. I still enjoyed enough to give it honestly a solid B tier. Like, it's a very special project, and I think if you have the Vessel versions of the Regional Best songs like Ode to Sleep, and then you have like the best versions of songs like Lovely, not the British. You say things with your mouth. I honestly think it's B tier. Maybe that's too high, but I don't know, I guess we'll find out. Self-titled, 21 Pilots, their first album, their debut. You know, it's pretty good. Like, there's some really great songs. One of my favorite 21 Pilots songs of all time, A Car of Tortured Death. That tweet, that one slapped. Trapdoor. You have a bunch of great songs. Fall Away. But then you also have some really horrible tracks. Like Air Catcher. And you have Before You Start Your Day. Terrible. Oh, then your slits in your face and start your day. Like, there's nothing absolutely atrocious on this album, and I think, you know, for the most part, the good outweighs the bad. But it's honestly a pretty mid album, so I'll give it a mid out of 10, a C. And again, like, C's not bad. It's just, you know, it's like a 5 to 6 out of 10 energy. So. Anyways, next is Blurryface, which is their most successful album. It's easily just one of the most successful albums of all time. Blurryface, some decent tracks on here, such as Message Man. I actually quite like that song. Doubt is decent. The Judge is decent. But honestly, like, even just looking at the highlights, I feel like their other 2 projects that I've ranked have more highlights. Like, Blurryface to me is a great example of the most, like, it feels almost like if AI was tasked to make a 21 Pilots album, and it's the most like stereotypical 21 Pilots. Like, it's almost like 21 Pilots like cosplay. Like, it's almost too comical on how like cliche it is. This is gonna be crazy, but I think I gotta go D tier. I think I gotta go below their first 2 projects, honestly. Yeah, Blurryface is just not, it's not their best. Anyways, next we have Vessel, which is a pretty well received album. I think before Trench, it seemed to be a lot of people's favorite project from theirs. There's a bunch of good songs like the Guns for Hands, Ode to Sleep. They remade those tracks and a few others. It also has some new songs that are really good, like Screen. It also has songs like Fake You Out, which are like kind of, it's filler, semi-automatic filler. It also has Truce, which is, you know, like It's cute. Vessel for me is a decent project, but there's also like a few moments where I'm just like, this is just incredibly boring and predictable. Songs like The Run and Go are not good. I actually hate that song. It's my nightmares. But with all that being said, I can't put it anything below B tier. Yeah, I think B tier is a perfect place to put this. While Regional Best and Vessel, obviously they have some overlap songs, I think the best way to categorize it as Vessel has the best version and the best production, but the additional songs pale in comparison to Regional Best's better additional songs like Glowing Eyes, like Forest, like Anathema. But the production on this project is rough. So I think they're both B tier. Next we have Clancy, which is their most recent project, and a lot of people are thinking that there's going to be a new one called Breach or something along those lines, maybe a song called Breach. I don't know. Watch a Stolen Potential video. There's a lot of great songs on this album. Overcompensate, Next Semester, Backslide is, I think, their best song in a long time. Other cute songs like Oldie Station, Midwest Indigo. There's a lot of great ideas. There's also At the Risk of Feeling Dumb, which is maybe their worst song ever. It's actually a terrible song. Don't know how you feel, man. Well, because you conceal, man. I don't want any. With that being said, I think the lyrics on here are really great. I think the production is pretty good at most times. I'm gonna go A tier. I think it's a real solid work of art. It's a decent successor to Trench and that storyline and building upon that. Next we have one of the best concept albums of all time, Scaled and Icy. It's a concept album. The concept is that the songs are bad. Obviously this wasn't received well. I remember listening to this project and actually enjoying it a lot more than I think other casual 21 Pilots enjoyers listened or received it. Like songs like Mulberry Street and Bounce Man I actually kind of enjoyed. Songs like Saturday and Shy Away, I was like, pretty on them. But there's also some really good moments, like Good Day. I would also argue that a good song on this album is, well, I mean, The Outside's decent. Choker has this like weird tempo thing that I can't tell if I hate or not. There's a lot of things explored on this album, such as brainwashing and Trench throwaways with No Chances and Redecorate. I'm not saying this album is bad, but I'm saying that I've never been more disappointed by anything in my life. And it's also not a good album. Like, it's not even fun to hate on this album because it really wasn't a case of, I can't wait to hate on this 21 Pilots album. I was like, I can't wait for another 21 Pilots album after Trench. And then it ended up being, like, pretty comfortably an F tier. It's not good. It's the epitome of disappointment in music form. It's okay if you like some of these songs. I hope you do, because that means that somebody wasn't as disappointed as I was. But for me, it was very disappointing. And I'm sad to put it in F tier, but that's what makes sense for me. Next, we have Trench. I think that the writing, the production, the story building is so strong. I used to really love this album. But then there were some songs that I wasn't the biggest fan of, such as Leave the City, such as Bandito, such as Legend. And now I'm to the point where not only do I love every single song, but I also love how they all flow. I adore this project. I think it is their best by far. I'm going to give it S tier. I have so much praise for this record, and I'm sure that'll reflect in any sort of song tier list that I do. But I think Trench, by honestly a wide margin, is their best album. It's their most consistent. It's their best produced, best performed, best written. You have so much consistency. Songs like Chlorine, My Blood, Levitate, Jumpsuit, Morph, Pet Cheetah. Like, there are just incredible tracks on this record. It's just a really well-made album. And I don't like to think that this came out of nowhere, because I genuinely believe that 21 Pilots not only can make albums as good as this, but can also do it again. And I'm really hoping that whatever project they release next is at least on par with Clancy, but I'm really hoping that it's closer, on par, or maybe even better than Trench. Yeah, I plan on talking about Trench a lot more in other videos as well, when I get down to like my favorite albums of all time and stuff like that. But anyways, yeah, that's my 21 Pilots tier list. We have F tier, Scaled and Icy, I know, D tier, Blurryface, C tier, 21 Pilots, self-titled, B tier, Regional Best and Vessel. A tier is Clancy, which I'm happy that Clancy is, in my opinion, their second best project. That really rules. Would have been great to have it be their favorite. I know it's a few people's favorite album. It's not better than Trench. And S tier, Trench. Yeah, let me know what other albums you like by 21 Pilots, or any other artists that I should do like a full album tier list. And let me know your favorite 21 Pilots songs, albums. Why is my opinion wrong, even though my opinion is actually the correct opinion, and anyone who disagrees with me is wrong. So let me know. Alright, bye. I'll keep on trying. Might as well if you decide.